Good day, now Alexander. Hi, and I'm doing a Napoleon Total War Online drop-in battle. It's my third online battle. It's a Napoleonic Total War battle. And I command the Danes, and my opponent is Major Buzzkill in command of the Portuguese. Let's look at my Danish army first. Let's see here. I have my general staff unit. There he is. That's the generic general. Then I have 2 squadrons of light dragoons, and then I have 1 squadron of regular dragoons. And just behind them, I've got my my artillery coming up. Right there is a 6-pounder, and on the other side, I have my other artillery piece. That is a 7-pounder howitzer. And then let's see what else I have. I have 2 units of Norwegian ski troops, and those are skirmishers. And I have 1 more skirmish unit, and that is a sharpshooter unit. I'll show you later. Then I have, I believe, 6 or so units of regular line infantry. And finally, I have 1 unit of militia units. Anyways, I thought the battle was going to be over here on this big part of the map, right there. But my opponent had other ideas. He is going towards this choke point right over here. So I'm going the wrong way, and he's coming up with his army. So let's go look at Major Buzzkill's Portuguese army. Right there is the Portuguese General Staff unit. Behind them, he has some horse units. Those are Portuguese cav. And he has 3 squadrons of those guys. And what else? He has infantry behind. He has 3 units of the tiradores. Those are skirmish units. And then he has his regular infantry units. I believe he has 6 units of those guys. What else do they have? He also has a militia unit somewhere. And he has 2 units of artillery. 1 is a 12-pounder. And I think the other is a 6-pounder. So that is the Portuguese army. And he's a lot closer to getting to that choke point before I will. But the thing is, he's only walking there. See, he wants to get right there to that little crossing point. And my guys are on the opposite side. So I have my cav back here. I expected my opponent to take that choke point, but I'm still rushing my units up here. So there's my Norwegian ski troops, and the heavy line infantry is right behind. But I'm also getting my artillery into position. I already got my my howitzer setting up. So I'll be taking shots at my opponent very soon. But look what my opponent did. He's still walking. And I already got my horses over here. And my militia has already made it to this choke point. So I'm still going to run my troops here. But I have more confidence that my opponent's not going to get there in time. But I think he really should have ran. He was right next to it. So what is he doing? He is setting up in that little jungle area. So that's the Portuguese army. And as I said, I had my artillery getting set up, and they're already firing. I got them way back here. And I feel safe with them right here, because in order for my opponent to get there, he has to go over that big island to the right. You can see it on the minimap. And I would see that a mile away. So I was very confident in leaving my artillery piece way back there. Alright, so I got to the crossing point before he did. So I'm going to set up my skirmishers and my line infantry. And I'm already taking shots at his tiradores. And here's my 6-pounder. I put it right there on that little plateau thing. And right now I have them on, I think on canister mode. But the canister it's too far right now for canister mode. So I'm not really doing anything with that. But I'm going to switch to the regular mode in a minute. But those are his tiradores. They're getting shot by my skirmishers. Actually, I don't know. My cannon might have hit them. It doesn't look like it though. Alright, here's my opponent's line infantry. They are coming up right into the water. And these guys are really brave or really disciplined or something. Like they have no fear of what's on the other side of that crossing point. So just beyond that little stream there, that's where my army's at. And he's taking shots at somebody. And you can see I still have my 6-pounder on canister mode. And they're still missing, so I really meant to switch him quicker than that. But at least my howitzer is in range of his army. And I think it's my howitzer is what paralyzed my opponent. So I got my sharpshooters and my Norwegian ski troops in the front. And I feel sorry for my Norwegian ski troops because there's no snow here. Okay. I gathered all my horses behind this big rock here, and that's to keep them safe from artillery fire. Because some players like to target horses, and I think that's cruel to animals. Alright, so my opponent, he has his army. Most of them are hidden right now in the jungle, so I can't see them. And neither can you. But some of them are visible. And who are these guys? Those are Tiwadoras. They're getting ready for some action. And there's my opponent's 6-pounder. At the beginning I couldn't see them. Alright. So we're just having this little skirmish right here. Nothing major right now. But my opponent does not like my howitzer shooting at his guys, so he's going to go into this headstrong charge across this little river crossing. And when I saw that, I really felt sorry for my opponent. Because I don't think he should have done this. But he's going to. And at the same time I was moving my troops up too, but when I saw them moving, when I saw his guys moving, I stopped my guys so that they could take shots at his guys who are still in the water. And his horses were the first ones across. He made a mad dash for my skirmish line, but I immediately got my line infantry to stop moving so they could fire. But look at that cluster of Portuguese troops at the bottom of that little river crossing. So it's not going to go so well for his guys. And by the way, this is another drop-in match, and I was really hoping for a campaign battle, but this one happens to be a quick match setup. So with quick match, everything's random, nobody knows what's going on, and this has nothing to do with the campaign feature. But it is a random battle, so it's interesting in that aspect, that none of us know what kind of armies we're going to be using, and none of us know what kind of map we'll be using either. And this, by the way, is called the Amazon Confluence. That's the name of the map. It's pretty exotic looking. But in any case, I'm going to switch to slow motion here. And the reason why I did that is so that we could hopefully see some people, or see some animated figures getting shot. But it still looks cool, even though no one's getting hit right now. It looks very dramatic. It's like one of those old like movies from the 60s, where they use a lot of like slow motion. Let's see here. There's one guy in the very back who got shot. That's about it. And I'm gonna slow it down again. Here we go, slow down. And oh, look at that! Oh, he fell. He fell. All right, so that was worth it, I guess. In any case, they are going to retreat back to their side of the choke point. But I'm not going to let him regroup. I'm going to take all my guys, all my infantry. I'm going to charge across the that choke point. Yeah, I don't want my opponent like setting up again. Even though he lost most of his troops right there, it's still never a good idea to let your opponent be prepared in any capacity. So here's my guys. We're just going to run across here. And all I see from my opponent in terms of infantry are his militia units across there. So it's kind of interesting that the units that stood their ground were the militia. And I didn't mean to stop my army right here. So they're probably shooting each other in the back right now. But in any case, I'm going to resume the charge. Yeah, I was pretty sure that the militia couldn't stand toe-to-toe against line infantry, let alone all of my line infantry. So I'm just gonna use a very unfinessed charge here, and just bash him in. So I was pretty sure that's the only infantry unit that he had left. But he still has one Tirador unit up there. But yeah, he lost most of his guys trying to jump on my side of the choke point. So this charge wasn't a gamble at all. It was pretty much a calculated attack. But I'm bringing up all my horses now from the rear. And at that point, my opponent brought up his horses, and he's going to charge into my guys. So it's the Light Dragoons and Dragoons versus the Portuguese Cav. You can see my opponent's militia is routing. And so my infantry is going to stream up the hill, and so is my cavalry. So basically, my objective here is to kill the general leader, and also take out those artillery pieces right here. And that's pretty much all that my opponent had on this side of the choke point. I think he's trying to wheel his artillery back. But my dragoons are already here, and they're going to do some damage here to the artillery. I think my horsemen got it over here, and let's see how my infantry is doing. The mission of my infantry was to take out the general unit. So we are swarming the general unit. He's right there, and he's fell. And that was pretty much it. He had that one Tirador unit, but I think they routed with all those guys next to them. Yeah, so they routed. And it's a very interesting matchup, Denmark versus Portugal. Not a very historical one. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this drop-in battle. And good game to my opponent, Major Buzzkill.